Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel, and this is your tip of the week. This is an example of what I call a table topper. It sits in the center of any table that you want, whether it's a rectangle, a round, or a square table. And you can make these any size that you like. Now, I don't have a tutorial on this particular one, but I'm showing this so that you can kind of understand what it takes to put something like this together. There are 9 different sections here, 3 in each row, okay? And these are pieced blocks, and there's 9 pieces in this. So this is what I call a 9-patch table topper, and you can use any 9-patch design you want. Doesn't have to be this particular one. Let me show you an example of another one. So here's another one that is also a 9-patch design. So you see these sections here with the half square triangles in it. There's 5 blocks, and then in the corner I started out with just a plain square. So all you need to do is place all your blocks together, any order or design that you like. And then to get this little shape here, you just cut your corners off. Let's look at one more example. So this is also a 9-patch. So there's 3 sections in each row. In the center here, I chose to put 4 squares. So this is called a 4-patch design. So after I completed putting the 3 rows in, I wanted to make it a little different because I wanted it to hang over the edge of my table. So I added 2 strips of border fabric all the way around. When you're creating a 9-patch design, you can use as many different fabrics as you like. For instance, here I have 3. You can use 2 or you can use 9. It really depends on what you're doing. So I have purple and yellow around this center block here. In this center fabric is also purple and yellow. So the 3 fabrics work together. Now, when you want to figure out how big to cut a 9-patch design for a table that you're making, measure the width of the table or as far out that you want to go. Maybe you want to just stay and make it really small, or you want to go all the way to the edge, maybe even over the edge. Measure that and then divide it by 3, and that will give you an idea of how large to cut your squares. Then you stitch one row together, then the next row and the next row. Then you connect the rows together. When I have a specific season, maybe there's 2 holiday seasons back to back. For instance, fall and Christmas. I like to make it a 2-sided table runner because some of the steps I don't have to worry about repeating for a completely new table topper. So here is some Christmas fabric, and it's got green, a lot of green in it, but the green that's in this is also in this fall fabric. So when you're going to have a 2-sided table topper, you're going to probably maybe want to put binding on the edges. So because this green is common with each other, this particular binding will work well over the edge on either piece. So you can get 2 table toppers out of one for any season or multiple seasons of the year. These are quilting stitch patterns. If you're going to make the 2-sided table topper, and if you're going to do quilting stitches, you've got cotton batting in between the front and the back. You need to make sure you pick a color of thread that's going to work with both of those fabrics. In those 2 fabrics, you'll notice that the background color was very, very similar. One was just a little darker than the other, but this thread here will work with both of those background fabrics. So when you're doing your quilting stitches and they're showing through on both sides, it's going to work well and look like it was a completely separate table topper or table runner. When you're done with any of your sewing projects, you're probably going to have some pieces of fabric left over that are these odd shapes. One of the things that you can do with those little pieces of fabric is to cut them into pre-cut size squares, sizes that maybe you use a lot. For instance, here are 2.5-inch squares up here. Probably see them a little better on that side. And then 3.5-inch, 4, and then down here I have 5, and then 6. I even have some that are 8 and some a little larger. Because when I need to go get, let's say I need 4 2.5-inch squares, I will go here and look to see if I have anything in here that will work with the project that I'm working on. It saves me time from having to go buy other fabric or look through my stash of fabric. So this is just a quick reference. Let me show you a couple of things you can do with your leftover scraps. This is a long piece of fabric that has 2.5-inch wide pieces stitched together, and they're probably 3 inches wide by the time I'm done. What I did with this is it's a piece of ribbon for me. I tied it around a vase into a bow. I like to make pot holders because often I will give someone maybe visiting me or someone who's done something nice for me. I will make a pot holder or two, and I will take those leftover scraps and put them into projects that look like this. Half square triangles, a 4 patch. I love doing the 9 patch, and this is even a 12 patch, and then a square with other strips of fabric around it. So save those scraps, pre-cut them, and when you need to make something quick, you've got everything ready for you. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tip of the week and that I've inspired you to try to create a 9 patch and to get your scrap fabric in order. If you're interested in any of the projects that I showed in this tip of the week, scroll down to the description section. So as you're scrolling, you want to look for the word more. Click on that word and that section will expand open and you will see all of those links appearing. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and go and check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl, this is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.